Yeah, which is kind of unusual.
Docking with no electric. So the reason we moved inland is because we had solar panels to keep our crappy lead acid battery recharged, and we would not have any sun at all.
And we did not take our generator because we are chock-a-block full with putting it to bed with.
Yep.
So we had no room for the generator this time. Otherwise, we would have had no issue here.
Right.
Just plugged in the generator if we didn't get enough sun. But
yeah, we would have blocked those sides by these guys. So these big Class A's. So we would have been all right.
right. And the Liberty is getting ready. Alright, welcome to this week's episode of Luv Subbin. And loyal viewers to this channel will know we have what is called a hierarchy of campgrounds.
When we're looking for campgrounds, we start with the Corps of Engineer campgrounds. We then look for state parks, we look for city, and then county parks as well.
And in this video, we're going to give you a glimpse of all four of those types of campgrounds, and as well as some bonus kind of footage.
Yes, we did something fun at each of these campgrounds, and if you follow along, you'll see how it goes.
So first on our hierarchy of campgrounds is and always will be the campgrounds of the United States Army Corps of Engineers.
They are so well taken care of, and they're always someplace interesting to look at.
One of the cool things, of course, is because the Corps of Engineers are responsible for the safe navigation of our nation's waterways, you're always going to be on the water. And here we are at Cortona Lock and Dam in Florida. It's one of the few Corps of Engineers areas in Florida. But you can see they've got 2,500.
It's one of the few.
Yeah, there we are.
There's two.
But there's 2,500 and we've got 2,499 to go, although we've hit quite a bunch already.
Yes.
But it's pretty cool to be able to check these out. We love them. Mm-hmm. They are number one on our hierarchy of campgrounds. All right, good morning. It's a maritime emergency here at the Cortona Lock Corps of Engineers. We've got a super yacht passing right behind the sub. So we're gonna go out to the lock and check out this super yacht locking through. Still in my PJs here, but I threw some shorts on. Didn't have time to change. All right, let's get moving. All right, we've made it to the dam right now. The lock will be behind me. You can see the super yacht getting ready to enter the lock. Kind of the water flowing to the dam. Let's go ahead and see what we can see as yacht locks through. All right, the doors are starting to open. Vessel should be coming through. Yeah, if you haven't checked out some of our locking videos, we have a whole bunch of locking videos. Locking through the Kennett and Avon Canal in England, locking through the Erie canals with our canal boat, as well as locking down the Hudson Champlain Canal with our sailboat. So make sure you check out some of those videos. We'll link them in the description below. Well, let's go ahead and check out as the super yacht comes into the lock. And in they come. You can kind of hear the bow thrusters going off every now and then. He's got fenders on both sides. There's those bow thrusters going off as he fine-tunes his approach. Certainly taking it slow like we did. Never want to rush a lock operation. All right, she's coming in. I love the fact that the crewman on the bow has a life jacket on. This is the time you want to wear your life jackets, whenever you're doing some operation like this. And even though this boat is a heck of a lot bigger than ours, looks like she's doing about the same thing. She's going to grab one of the lines hanging down from the side of the lock wall. His bow thruster is going to bring him just alongside. I don't see the stern thruster going off, but there she's cinched onto that little attachment point right there, just like what we did. Well, that's kind of interesting. It looks like the water, they've just cracked the doors there, and you get some sluices on the side, but look at that, the primary fill is coming from the center, which is probably interesting. Look at the currents. You can see the bow wave hitting there, so it's really kind of coming in right at the center there. But I've never seen a lock do that before. All right, we get a little drama. There's a manatee on the other side of the lock, so certainly they don't want to hurt him as the yacht leaves. You see the lock there. And the manatee there.
No, don't turn.
I think that's fishing boats trying to get him out of the way peacefully.
Wrangling manatee.
Yep, manatee wrangling. That's what we're doing here on the Cortona Lock. Alright, looks like he's just going to swim into the lock there so that the yacht can avoid him.
You guys are good. Just like it's right here, so be careful.
Alright, the yacht's moving out. You know, it's been very impressive how the lock master and the captain have been working to ensure that the manatee is clear and there's no danger. They've got lookouts. The lock master's keeping them advised. So very impressive how they're trying their best to ensure that these creatures don't get injured at all during the locking procedure. The name of the yacht is Well Played. Well Played Yacht. And from perspective, there's the campground. That's not where we're at. There's two sections here. We're further on down that way. And you can see some of the service here at Cortona Lock. It's one of the best I've actually ever seen. Brand new 30, 50 amp. 50 amp is properly labeled at 125/250. I got chewed out once for Corps of Engineers Campground had labeled it only 250. I pointed that out and a lot of people didn't like it, but that is correct right there. Nice concrete pad. We're in a shared site. Kind of goofy in that it's shared back to back. Let's go around. Again, nice level pad. You've got the concrete here. Nice little picnic table and covered. Good for the Florida sun. You can see how close we are to the canal with our site. We're at site 42. Overall, quite nice. Very pretty entrance to the campground here.
It is. Though it's a long way from the entrance.
About 3 miles.
Yeah.
I like the sign.
Yes. Huh. You almost got him. Whoop, there's another one. That's why you maybe want to go 15 miles per hour here. This is where it gets really nice. Tight roads, but they're one
they're
way.
a little tight, but you know, if you're careful and you keep your eyes in the mirrors, take turns appropriately, you'll be good to go.
So just be aware some of the campsites do have some low-hanging trees. So it's best to scope out your campsite and make sure you have someone watching as you back in.
Always.
And there we are. So this is one of the prettiest walks to a bathhouse here at Lake Kissimee State Park. So the lights here are on timers. So don't make the mistake that I did and pick a low time and then you end up in the dark while you shower. So I'm going to be pushing the 20-minute button.
So we're a big fan of finding interesting places, and what have we found here, see?
We found what's called Spook Hill, and it's what is a gravity hill.
Yeah, so supposedly we're going to pull up to this line, put the car in neutral, and we're going to roll uphill. Mm-hmm. We'll see if that works.
Yeah.
But Spook Hill was invented before cars have inclinometers and stuff, so we're going to use some science here. But yeah, supposedly this big, huge alligator was tormenting the town, so they sent its warrior chief, and they both got killed. Yeah. And they got buried around somewhere, so that...
they're buried at the top of the hill here.
So it kind of made everything spooky. Right. So...
we're going to check it out and see what happens.
We're in Lake Wales, Florida.
Yes.
So I don't know how well the camera shows it, but that's a pretty good looking hill. If I roll up that, I'm gonna be impressed. Alright, the car's in neutral.
And we're going backwards. What are we doing? I thought we were supposed to go up the hill.
And we're going backwards. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Go in front of the white line and see what happens.
Apparently with Spook Hill you roll downhill. No, that's
unless the hill is that way. Which way is the hill?
What am I missing here?
I don't know.
What do you think?
This is very confusing to me. So it appears he's rolling uphill. That's pretty interesting. Let's see what happens if we do it from the inside. Does it feel like we're rolling uphill?
No, we're rolling down. Look at this side here. Look at the fence.
Okay. So, but from the angle I took from outside, it looked like kind of like you were rolling uphill.
Okay, well, we'll have to look at the footage for any
Doesn't seem to be that obvious.
I'll have to look at the footage because I'm standing here right now. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. You're pointing downhill and you're rolling downhill.
Well, from what I was seeing outside, it looked a little bit more interesting. So you have to look at the footage.
Okay, there you have it, Spook Hill.
Now, if it rolled up this incline here...
Well, that's what I thought it was going to be. I thought we were going to roll up that way. That would have been cool.
That would have been impressive.
Then I would have said the alligator and the Indian dude died for a good cause.
Yeah. Well...
This was kind of stupid.
We'll see. That hopefully took some interesting footage. We'll see if it worked out or not. All right, we're going to head back to camp. So admittedly, the write-up on it made it sound a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, I'm sure the write-up was done by the neighborhood so that they could watch a couple of Vermonters rolling down a hill all day long.
Yeah, on a one-way street.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you really want to try this, and we'll have to see if it's worth trying once we see the footage, is you have to program the elementary school in because it is a one-way street.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get to from the other end.
My recommendation is this is not a destination event level thing.
Yeah.
You're on a downslope and you roll downhill.
Well, you also had the inclinometer. What was it? The inclinometer?
Inclinometer.
Inclinometer.
And it was showing that I was pointing downhill.
Well,
so
we'll see. We'll see if I can make my footage look more interesting.
So number 3 on our hierarchy of campgrounds are county and city parks.
Mm-hmm.
We're currently staying here at Hart Springs County Park.
And this is very lovely.
Yeah, it's a Gilcrest County Park. It's just west of Gainesville, and it really shows what a gem a county park can be.
Right. This one is built all around a beautiful spring that they use for a water park.
Yeah, which we did a cool little hike around. The thing with county and city parks, though, is that they're taking a little bit more effort to find. You're not going to have a rec.gov like you do for a Corps of Engineers, and you're not going to have the state park systems.
And they also don't show up too much on atlases as well.
Right, so what you have to do is kind of get into Compendium, use whatever app you have, search for where you're looking for, and that's how we kind of found this place.
Yep, make sure you check out the ratings because some have different standards.
Yeah, take them with a grain of salt. They said the person here was grumpy.
At the
And the person here was the nicest camp host I've ever met in my life.
Yep,
I mean,
absolutely.
so you got to take those reviews with a grain of salt. But let's go ahead and take just a quick look. For $39,
this was very nice.
you get full hookups, 30, 50 amp, power.
And some nice hikes as well.
And so the beautiful scenery. And the thing is, just like state parks versus private, is, you know, look at all the space here that they could easily have just filled in with.
Put in more roads and more sites, and this is just nice, open, and it's very beautiful.
Again, one of the advantages of the public versus the private campground. So yeah, county and city parks. So looking at this campsite, we're super level. It's got the grass, you know, it's got some sand, which makes, you know, getting a little sand into the rig, but the services here are immaculate. 30, 50, 20 amp.
They look fairly new.
They look great. The water came in at 154 ppm. We're not boosting. Nice little full hookup with the drain.
And a little picnic table and fire ring.
Yeah.
So it looks like a good setup. Plus, over at the bathhouse, we'll walk over there, they have a nice washer and dryer setup. So we'll go see that. Very nice washer and dryer setup. I saw quite a few people doing their laundry while we were here. $1.50 for a dryer, and it looks like $1.50 for a washing machine. So not bad.
And they passed gloriously my clean fire pit test. We're using Starlink, but you can see they have repeaters up there and Wi-Fi. When was the last time you had state parks, city or county parks with Wi-Fi? Pretty cool. So here at Hart Springs County Park, you know, oftentimes the county parks will have these cool things to see, like these spring waters here and this boardwalk.
This boardwalk and a little hike from the RV park, about a half a mile.
Yep. And they provide some real clear waters. You can see here some interesting colors.
Greens and reds, and the sun shining is very pretty on the Spanish moss here.
Yeah, so it's a kind of a, you know, an added thing with a county park. Sometimes, you know, the parks are there for other people to enjoy the facilities, and the campground's kind of attached. So
it is
another good reason to seek out those county and city municipal parks.
So the water here is very warm, and it's so clear that I couldn't even tell where it started. You can see little minnows.
Oh, this is my stupid look again. So we're here at the Jetty Park in Cape Canaveral, and we're standing at the site we would have been at, but we actually moved
Because of the weather this weekend.
They said it was going to be so bad
that you did not want to be out here. Especially if you're in aluminum and you don't want to get salt spray on your
yeah, if you're an overlander like that dude, you're set up for it. I mean, you can handle about anything there.
But if you're living in aluminum and you don't want to get salt spray and feel the form corrosion and all sorts of fun stuff, you move it.
Yeah, plus we only had solar panels, and
it was going to rain.
Yeah, it was going to be rainy and cloudy all the time, so we got some little electricity. But yeah, if you want to check out and be close to where the cruise ships come by,
this campsite is free.
Yeah, we're going to be back when we can just kind of hang out. And it's not, I think Jim Cantori said that he's not seen weather like this since the hurricane or the blizzard of '93.
Okay.
And it started here and went up the East Coast. So we're going to have a tough night tonight, tornado warnings.
Yep.
But for now, we're just going to watch some ships.
Yep, we're going to have some fun.
And look stupid in my hat.
I look cute in my hat.
There we go.
Yeah.
We're here at Cape Canaveral at Jetty Park, and we're waiting for the Mardi Gras to leave, but the weather here is pretty nasty. We've got some seriously high winds and the rain is coming down, and yeah, we're just, I'm not sure if anyone's leaving. Cindy's behind this windbreak right here to kind of
Shelter a little
shield
bit.
her from filming, but it's pretty decent.
Pretty good, huh?
Pretty good.
So we're back at the campsite, and you can tell the difference between being here in our sheltered campsite versus being out on the jetty. We have the trees that block the winds, pretty much, but we do have some standing water. So we are sheltered, but we're still getting the rain. It's pretty much sideways rain as well.
All right, well there you have it, a look at our hierarchy of campgrounds. And this video marks the end of our 2023 season.
And we're going to be starting the 2024 season, but January was pretty much involved with the Tampa RV show and our Luv Subbin Awards as well.
Exactly. And a cruise.
And a cruise.
So if you like this video,
Give us a big thumbs up.
and if you think we've earned a subscription, click the subscribe.
And comment below if you have a favorite hierarchy of campgrounds and what your first choice would be.
Because we come out with RV and Airstream related videos just like this one every Tuesday.
Thanks for watching.